So today I achieved something. It doesn't happen often, but it happened today. So basically, all right, to set the tail up here, all right. So I'm sitting there. I leave the house, all right, and I'm not in a great mood, all right. Some stuff happened. I wasn't in a great mood when I left the house. I had to drive across town for something. Uh, so I leave the house in a bad mood. I'm hitting every fucking red light on the way to wherever I'm going, all right? And I'm just kind of, in the shits there as I'm driving, right? I get to this point, all right? And to set the stage here, all right? So there's this part of town where it's a two-lane highway for most of it, and then on this bridge it like converges, so the right lane merges into the left lane, um which is important to the lore here. And it's also important to note that in front of me there was this guy who was a couple cars ahead of me, so there was a little bit of space there. And behind me there was like a line of people behind me, like three or four people, all right? So now that we've got the scenario set up, so we're getting to this point. We're going up to the part where the bridge, like the lanes merge on the bridge, and I notice behind me about this guy, like way behind me. He flies out of the fucking right lane here, or the left lane, the one that I'm in. It is two cars behind me, all right? Jumps out into the other lane and he starts flying, like passes two other people. He's coming up to me and I can tell, all right? I can see it. He's eyeing for that spot right in front of me. He wants to cut in front of everybody, all right? One of those guys. So at this point, all right, in a rare moment for me where I'm not completely disassociated from reality, my instincts kick in, all right? My vigilante justice instincts kick in, all right? My spidey senses set in. And so I decide, I put the pedal to the metal, I start going up there. This guy, this dickhead, he's not getting in front of me. Oh no. So we're both going up. We're gunning it right up towards this other guy who's up ahead, who's already past the point where it merges. All right, and we're flying. All right, we're neck and neck. It's like a photo finish. All right, the guy's up there with a checkered flag, ready to wave it. All right, we're getting there. We're flying up there, and right as we get to the point, right as we get to the back of this other car where the lanes merge, we reach there at the same time. Unfortunately for this idiot, I was in the left lane and it was the other lane that was merging. So as soon as we get to the merge lane, I'm already in the correct lane. This guy, all right, he banks off to the left, all right? He hits the side railing. He does a flip, triple flip through the air. He goes down onto the train tracks below right as a train comes through. It plows through and like in a blaze of glory. And I'm driving out of the explosion like in action movies where the explosion's behind you. And I'm flying down like a mad lad. I pull down the sunglasses, all right? And then the 80s music starts playing as the credits roll. No, that didn't happen. Obviously, all right. But he did have to hit the brakes right as we got there. And as soon as I saw that, and as soon as I saw him hit the brakes and have to slow down behind me, it was just, hmm, hmm. It was perfect. It was one of those moments, all right. Not a great moment, all right. I was kind of being, one of those guys too, but the dickheads didn't win this time. Oh no. And you could tell he was pissed too. Like, this guy he had to get right behind me, alright? And he was like right on my tuchus as we're going into the other place, as we're going into town there. And you can tell he's pissed off, alright? So eventually we turn off and it turns into a devil lane again. And he goes and he like swerves around me and he goes flying off down the road. I didn't see the person in the car as he goes flying past me, all right? But I just know he was leaning out the window, all right, shaking his fist. He's like, "Blast you, Penelope Pit Stop," as he's flying off into the sunset there. All right. Speeding, by the way, he's going like 20 over the speed limit. All right. Not like me, of course. I'm the perfect driver who never does anything reckless. All right. Drive safely. Drive safely. All right. It doesn't. I don't do that very often, but this time, this one time, it was perfect. That put me in a good mood real quick. All right. Sometimes karma has to use a person, and this time it used me. All right. I saved the universe. I win at driving. Uh, I don't know. Yeah. It put me in a good mood though. For once, the dickhead drivers don't get away with it, alright? And I didn't end up in one of those car crash compilations. So it all worked out in the end. That guy probably will if he keeps it up, but not me. So, yeah, drive safely. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe or don't.